Hey there, it's Kristen, guys. For those of you following along, today is day 10 of our 30 Days to Living Well Essentially challenge. For 30 days, I'm sharing with you ways you can change your mindset and your habits so that you too can be living well essentially. So far, we have focused on habits and how to change our thought patterns and behavior patterns in order to change and replace unhealthy habits. Now we're using some of what we've learned to change our mindset in regard to food and nutrition. So far, we have identified our limiting beliefs in regard to nutrition. We have developed our nutrition plan. We have identified and overcome our food triggers. So now is the fun part, my favorite part, which is meal planning and prep. Today, we're going to concentrate on developing a menu. Your menu is going to follow all the do's and don'ts of the nutrition plan, diet, or protocol that you have chosen. My best advice when it comes to planning a menu for meal prep is 1, keep it simple, but give yourself variety. You don't want to get bored. 2, select recipes that utilize the same ingredients. 3, choose recipes that can be cooked simultaneously. So what I mean by keeping it simple is if you've never meal prepped before, you don't want to get overwhelmed by thinking you're going to prepare 3 meals a day for every day of the week. Honestly, this would be exhausting and it's not realistic given the time frame in which you're probably meal prepping. Most of us meal prep on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. So instead, aim to prepare 2 to 3 breakfast options and 3 main meal options per week. This will at least give you a great start. Select recipes that you can make in batches that you can add variety to by changing the side dish. For instance, let's look at breakfast options. Muffins are great for cooking in batches and can be eaten with fresh fruit and a side of protein. They also freeze very well. You can usually fit 9 to 12 muffins in a gallon Ziploc bag, lay flat, and place in your freezer. Another great breakfast option is quinoa. Quinoa is a gluten-free option that can be made in large batches, and you can flavor it with unsweetened coconut milk, maple syrup, cinnamon, and pretty much any fruit you want. You can freeze in individual containers or pair it with a muffin and a protein option. A third option is a breakfast casserole. For instance, I love making a sweet potato hash. Casseroles are great because they are usually very hearty, tasty, and are a combination of a vegetable and a protein. And again, it's a recipe that can be cooked in large batches, so it can be easily divided, put into individual containers, and frozen for future use. I always recommend eating a good breakfast because there are so many health benefits to that, like fueling you for the day, keeping you from mindless eating mid-morning, and revving and waking up your metabolism first thing in the morning. When it comes to your lunch and dinner, the type of meal you will eat will be dependent on your daily schedule. If you are someone that works out right after work, then you may want a heartier meal for lunch and a lighter meal for dinner. Or you may choose a light meal for lunch with an afternoon protein snack, so that you do have the energy for your workout. You also have to consider your surroundings. If you eat lunch every day at work, then are you able to heat things up? Or do you need to keep it to fresh items like a salad or wraps? So when prepping main menu items, I suggest including things like a hearty low-calorie soup, something that can be done in the crock pot, and then a dish with protein like chicken or salmon that is paired with steamed vegetables and wild rice or a gluten-free pasta. Also keep in mind selecting recipes that utilize the same ingredients. It's more cost-effective and it saves time to be able to cut up big batches of the same ingredients. And anything extra can be put in the freezer for future use. For instance, if I'm making a vegetable soup, then those same vegetables make for a great side dish of steamed vegetables and can be used in a stir fry. In addition, I recommend baking about 4 to 5 sweet potatoes and having them on hand as a side dish or snack. Sweet potatoes are great with drizzled honey and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Also, having salad options on hand is a great way to keep from reaching for unhealthy choices if you find yourself hungry in between meals or in need of a side dish. But when it comes to salads, take the extra time to dice, cut, and slice all your ingredients ahead of time. Store them in individual containers. That way making salads is fast and easy. And finally, select the recipes that can be cooked simultaneously. For example, when I meal prep, I like to get my soup started first. Then once that's simmering, I prep my muffins and put them to bake along with my breakfast casserole. While those things are baking, I will make my quinoa. And while I have stuff in the oven, I will start on any dish that requires my attention while cooking. So your day 10 challenge is to plan your menu. Be sure to keep it simple. Select 2, no more than 3 breakfast options. Select 3 main dish options. Plan on having a salad and snack option available. Remember to select recipes that have similar ingredients and recipes that can be cooked simultaneously. I hope these tips and tricks to menu planning are helpful to you so that you too can be living well essentially. And if you're looking for recipe ideas, please visit my website at www.livingwellessentially.net/recipes. So join me tomorrow as we dive into how to grocery shop like a pro.